Hey guys, it's your girl Victoria back to you with another review for Married at First Sight season 17, episode 18 called In Sickness and Suspicion. Okay, so we are at day 7 of marriage for Chloe and Michael. Okay, this is going to be sped through because they done sped through a couple of days, which they should have sped through the whole rest of the season, but you know, that's wishful thinking. Okay, so Michael and Chloe, they're back from the couple's retreat, and you know, they talk about bringing their pets to the shared apartment. Chloe says she's gonna go home for a few days to decompress because you know that's how she always be feeling from a trip. So she ain't trying to do it with Michael. She want to do it alone, and you know she want to spend some time alone with her dogs. And you know she said being together so much, you know she doesn't have a lot of alone time for herself, so she needs some of that alone time for herself. And you know she lets us know in confessional she's an introvert, so it's like that's why she needs some time to just work things out on her own. So Michael's a little surprised and confused. Michael, I don't know what you're surprised and confused about. You clearly not reading body language. You not reading between the lines and her, you know, interactions with you, her facial expressions, her mood and energy. It's like, Michael, there's nothing to be surprised, confused about. Like, everybody else saw it, so you dealing with her every day for 7 days. You should have saw it too. And so, I just don't understand his surprisingness and confusion. As far as Chloe, I'm not surprised at all. Like, what else is new? Okay, go away for a few days. This is nothing new in the realm of Married at First Sight, like, especially with this season. So, whatever. Okay, Chloe, make up any excuse you want to be alone. I mean, she did say she needed to decompress the first time when they got back from the honeymoon. So it's like, I understand you need to decompress, but she talking about, you know, we've been together for 7 days and everything. Like, do you guys not understand how marriage works? Do you not understand how the show works? Like, you're married. Of course, you're going to be with the person every day. So if you can't handle that, why'd you get on the show in the first place? Like, I don't know what y'all thought marriage was. Y'all thought it was going to be like regular dating where you date and then go home, but you guys are legally married. No, that's not how it works. And you know that's not how it works. So let's not act like we're acting brand new to the way marriage works. For most people, because you know that Dr. Pepper tells they don't even stay in the same house. So we're not talking about Dr. Pepper and her husband. You know, we're talking about y'all. So we then move on to 12 days until decision day for the rest of the folks. And, you know, Becca lets us know she's in her own apartment and she cries to us in her little video diary saying that when they was at the Wolf Center or whatever thing, she was trying to help Austin, but you know he was mumbling under his breath, and this is not the first time he's done that, and this is what is after the camera's done left. So of course we didn't get to see it. They don't have no footage of it. And when they was on the car ride back home, he was questioning if they will work out or not, and she said they just need help because they're not doing so good. She crying to us, and I'm just like, at this point, it's like I want to feel bad for Becca at certain points, but the fact that she be crying a lot, I don't care no more. I just be looking at Becca like, girl, figure it out. Like I know she's trying to figure it out. That's why she's gonna get the experts. But sometimes I feel like these are some like minimal type of disagreements or minimal type of conflicts that is like this could be easily solvable between the two of y'all. Like y'all shouldn't need experts to get through a simple like disagreement or riffraff, you know what I'm saying? Because it's just like, so every little riffraff y'all have, you're gonna need an expert or a therapist to go like, I don't, okay. So when we get to 11 days until decision day, okay, we're moving right along with the days, okay? Emily, she's in bed with frozen peas on her eyes. She's hanging in there. You know, we have Brendan doing the video diary, so she recovering. Okay, cool. We didn't need to know that, you know. If this was the only snippet you was gonna give us to go to the next scene, you could have just went to the next scene. Like, we're not playing no more, okay? None of us who's still watching this season at this point in time, episode 18, we don't care. Get to the, okay, Emily's doing great, fine. You wanted to give us an update, whatever, I guess. We didn't need the update. But, okay, let's move on. Like, why we have an episode next week? Okay, like, can we get to episode 20 be the decision day? Because why are we prolonging this? I don't know. Okay, so we get to Becca and Austin. They said they're waiting for the experts to come talk with them. And, you know, Becca said she's going to lay down for a little bit. Austin asks if he could put his head on her while she laying down. She says no. I'm just like, or whatever. Like, Austin, I don't know why you would ask that, you know. I guess that's him trying to show that he's trying to be intimate, but it's just like Austin putting her head. Oops. I don't got time for this. Okay, so we have the experts of Pastor Cal. Look, I'm not playing with these people. Okay, Pastor Cal and Dr. Pepper come over to talk with them, and Becca cries this whole segment, this whole scene, and I was highly annoyed because I'm like, Becca, like if we took a shot for every time she cried in this episode, we would be drunk. And I don't even drink, so that should tell you I'm gonna be wasted if I were to take a shot for every time Becca cried in this damn episode, because she acts like she's okay, and then you see her eyes watering, go like this, and her face getting red. I'm just like, Becca, girl, like I'm not gonna lie to you, like I like Becca, but in this episode, especially in this scene, literally, I promise you, cross my heart, I said, Becca, shut the up, okay? Because you doing the most right now. Okay, so she's explaining what had happened at the Wolf Center. Austin said he sees it a different way and that she was trying to micromanage him. Becca says that he was very upset and telling her that he doesn't like being told what to do. And she's always feeling like she's being rejected. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. This, I mean, I'm not going to say whatchamacallit cried wolf, but at the same time, I'm just looking at Becca like, girl, like, I understand you don't want to be talked firmly to, I guess, in Austin, unless if it was during sexual interactions, you know what I'm saying? That's probably the only time you would want him to talk firm with you. But at the same time, it's just like, you being a photographer, I wouldn't be surprised if he did feel that you was trying to micromanage him. I feel like you probably, unintentionally kind of do give off that vibe of, trying to micromanage someone and all that stuff. So, he don't really like that. So, that's kind of turning him off too. And, she talks and complains about their lack of intimacy, him not wanting to stay in bed at the retreat because, he wants to go to the celebrity bed. Pastor Cal and Dr. Pepper kind of laughed at that. And I'm just kind of like, okay, if he's at a celebrity's house that he admires and the celebrity bed is up for grabs, plus he was drinking, like, and he wants to go sleep, like, what's the problem? Like, what's the problem? After watching this whole scene, let me go through it real quick. Pastor Kyle asked if she wants to stay in the marriage and whatnot, and she said she's trying so hard. And Austin said he wants the marriage and wants to work on the issues, and he's willing to put the work in. He don't say this word for word. I'm just paraphrasing. I just wanted to get through this whole scene, but so I could give my opinion. Okay. What I took from this scene and the whole other 17 damn episodes of this damn show, or season, Becca is like very self-centered. It's all about Becca. What Becca wants, how she's feeling. Like, are we ever gonna talk about, discuss Austin, how he's feeling? Like, because even when Dr. Pepper was trying to say like, oh, it seems like he's trying to fight for the relationship, Becca was like, she don't see how he's trying to fight for the relationship. I'm just kind of like, so Becca, we just gonna keep talking about you? Like, I understand you don't want to feel rejected, but like, at the same time, it's all about what you want and what you need versus like trying to incorporate him into what he wants and what he needs. Because sometimes I just feel like simple things go a long way, especially with men. Because for the most part, I don't know men, and I just could go based off what I've heard from the few men that I talk to on a regular basis, which is like my 3 older brothers. I don't talk to my dad like that. My dad's very, he. A very religious man. Like, I can't talk to him like, but from what I've gathered, men, I feel like are simple. You know what I'm saying? A little goes a long way. You show some type of interest in something that they like, and they appreciate that. And I'm just like, the way you're trying to entice homeboy to get him to sleep with you is not working. So if you keep doing the same thing, and like you keep doing the same thing, hoping for a different result. Like, that don't make no sense. You know what I'm saying? So why don't we switch it up? He wanted to go sleep in a celebrity room. So it's like, y'all saw that, right? Whatever. So, whatchamacallit, if he want to go sleep in the celebrity room, so obviously he's very interested in this house because it's like a celebrity house that, from football, and he obviously takes interest in that, and then you immediately said from the get-go you're not interested in that, you don't care about that. But if he's showing interest, why not show interest with him? Because even if you don't care for it, but the fact that you're taking your time to show interest with him, and if you want to go sleep in the bed, and you'd be like, okay, since you admire this celebrity, you want to sleep in his bed, okay, let's go sleep in his bed. Like simple things like that makes a guy like, okay, she's showing effort and trying to, try to make me happy or entice me. So that in turn can turn him on, and then he could F your brains out. But you're not trying to do that. You're just trying to focus on you and getting your rocks off versus of trying to get his rocks off. Y'all don't know. Not that I'm no expert, because I'm far from an expert. Okay? I'm still trying to learn myself. But as far as for this, Becca, I'm just kind of like, girl, stop trying to focus on yourself, and then and instead try to focus on him and what gets him turned on. And I'm not even talking about in sexual manners, but like in everyday manners, to help build that intimacy, because you just want to go straight for it. But clearly we seen with Austin that's not working out. So we need to find other ways and not always have to like necessarily expect sex at the end. But like small things like I mentioned with the celebrity house at the couples retreat and stuff, just showing interest in the things he likes and stuff, instead of being so quick to be like, oh, I don't care for those things, I think can go a long way in regards to Austin. And other guys too. But what do I know? You know what I'm saying? I don't, I'm just a person watching this damn show. Like, not like, it's not like I'm married or anything. It's not like, I have 3 older brothers and, all that stuff. So it's, what do I know? I don't know nothing. You know what I'm saying? Anyway. We move on then to day 8 of marriage for Michael and Chloe. So Michael brought his dog to the shared apartment. That's all we get from this scene. We didn't move on to 9 days until decision day. So Emily and Brennan are just chilling in the shared apartment, eating burgers and whatnot. She's still recovering from her injury and whatnot. And that was in for that scene. Yeah, I'm like, yes. Let's move right along. I was hoping we could get to 1 day before decision day, the way this episode was going, but clearly I was wrong. We get to then day 10 of marriage for Chloe and Michael. So Chloe has lunch with her friend Caesar to talk about her first week of marriage with Michael. And after being apart from him for a few days, she said she does misses him and is not concerned about him. Caesar said he disagrees. I'm like, Caesar, what the hell you know? You only seen him for like 1 day. Caesar, you seem like a hater, so I'm not even trying to listen to anything you gotta say. But even with him saying his concerns that don't even seem valid because you don't even know homeboy, Chloe says that, so it kind of sort of stand 10 toes down on trusting that Michael is sincere and stuff. So I'm like, I don't know if she wants brownie points from us for that, but it don't really give me brownie points, because I'm just like, we still see from your actions that if you could go back and do it again, you wouldn't do it again. But okay, whatever you say. We didn't get to Brendan and Emily. They go get their go to the doctor to get her stitches out. After an hour, they come out. Her stitches are removed. The doctor said the healing is going well. So okay, cool. We then move on to Austin and Becca. They go to a spa, looking to work on their intimacy and relationship. I mean, they don't say this, but I can only assume that's why they're here. And, they sit in the hot tub and talk and, ended off with kisses. Becca's right foot ankle was out of the water. So I don't remember if she ever mentioned an injury, but it looks like she may have an injury or whatever the case may be. We then move on to day 11 of marriage from Chloe and Michael. Like I said, this is moving right along. I'm like, yes, let's get to 1 day before decision day, or day 59 for Chloe and Michael as well. Let's just get straight to it. But no, we're not doing none of that. So we have Chloe. She's back in the shared apartment with her dog and Michael's 2 cats and dog, and animals seem to be getting along well. And Michael and Chloe is setting up for their housewarming party, which is 80s 90s theme. Okay, cool. We move on to 8 days until decision day. Emily and Brennan, they're sitting in the kitchen and they're talking. Emily's finally looking the most like herself. She finally got like some lip gloss on. She loves her some little lip gloss for her little thin lips. And they eat dinner together, or lunch, or whatever the case was, which was like spaghetti and pasta. And Emily first watches Brendan clean the house. He does the dishes and mops the floor, even though there was still some crust on the floor. I'm like, we're not gonna broom the floor before we mop, or Swiffer, or whatever. Okay, we're not, because I saw that little big chunk, a little crumb on the floor when you was trying to mop, Brendan. So that tells me like either you didn't broom well enough, or you didn't broom at all, which is kind of no. when you mopping and stuff. But you know what I know? This that's their house, not mine. And then we have them, like I said, sitting down eating spaghetti and pasta. Emily thanks him for being there with and for her. And, she can see that, and she tells us in the confessional that she can see that Brennan cares a lot for her and about her. And I'm just like, whatever you say, Emily, you know him better than us. And Brennan said that, she would have done the same thing for him, and, he could trust her way more now. Emily's happy to hear that and says, who would have thought, her crashing into a tree would bring them this close together. He agrees. And I'm just like, I'm very happy for you guys. Next scene, please, because I don't care what y'all have to say. I just care about what y'all want to say on decision day at this point, because all this little knick-knack stuff, lovey-dovey stuff, I guess, but that's just because, you're healing. Let's see how it is once you're fully healed, and let's see if he goes back to being the way he was before. But maybe you understand him more now that you're not going to talk no more, and y'all could be on good terms moving forward. I don't know. But, okay. We didn't get to Michael and Chloe's housewarming party, and Chloe does, be transparent, saying she was overwhelmed for the first week of their marriage. And after, ending her speech on a positive note, as well as Michael chiming in on a positive note, we have Chloe's friend sitting with Michael, Michael's friend sitting with Chloe. And it seems to go well, to the fact that I didn't write down no notes after that, because at that point, we get to a certain point, a part in the episode where I really don't care no more. If it's nothing noticeable or important enough to talk about, I move on. And in this case, I'm going to move on to 7 days until decision date for the rest of the folks. So this is where we see Cameron for the first time in like 3 months, okay? And, he's doing well for the most part. He meets up with Brennan to talk. He was told that he can't bike for the rest of the year. And, that kind of sucks, but, he has to focus on his health. And, obviously they're there to talk about him and Claire. And I guess in the process of him talking about him and Claire, I guess his heart rate does elevate. He had to check his watch for it. And, he admits that, talking about Claire does cause him a lot of stress, especially what he dealt with her. So, he just got to make sure his heartbeat is not out of whack, and, takes his time. And also talking a lot kind of elevates the heart rate, which I believe that's very true. So he just has to make sure he's not really elevating his heart rate like that. But he did say that in the event that Claire wanted to stay together on decision day, he's going to stay with her. In my head, I'm just like, well, that's not going to happen, because when we see next is Claire and her mom coming over to the shared apartment to sit with her and talk about her relationship with Cameron. And Claire was talking about, he didn't want any of her help while he was going through his recovery. But the mom was like, she can understand where he's coming from, because she had cancer and she was going through recovery, and, she isolated herself. And, when you're in those moments, sometimes you don't want people to pity party you, pretty much. Excuse me. And as someone who has went through surgery before and recovery, like, I didn't let a lot of people know. The only people who really knew about it was my immediate family, my significant other, that was, and obviously my boss, because I had to take off from work for recovery. So it's like, I didn't really tell like external relatives or all that stuff. So like by the time I did have the surgery, obviously since, my parents are very heavily into, church and all that stuff. Of course, it was mentioned in church, and that's when I started getting all these messages like, oh, I didn't know you had surgery. Why would you? Like, if I'm not talking with you on a regular basis, why would I? Like, I'm not one of those people that's going to go on social media saying, hey, I'm about to have a surgery tomorrow. Pray for me, guys. No, I'm just going to pray with my immediate people and, hope for the best. Okay? But whatever. Back to these folks. So the mom says she understands where Cameron was coming from, and say that she did like Cameron from day one of meeting him. And then Claire was saying that she loves him as a person, but just doesn't think husband and wife is a good title for them. So that told me, like, you gonna say no on decision day. So I don't know why Brendan kind of instigated the question, but the fact that Cameron in his head was like, if she says yes, I'm saying yes. So like, but do you want to say yes though? Like, are you only saying yes because you feel like you're not going to find nobody better or prettier than Claire? So like, if the prettiest person you've been in a relationship with wants to be with you, you're going to be with her. But it's just like, is it going to work out though? Like, I don't know, Cameron, you're giving me a little bit of Delulu vibes. The fact that you even think that, because I don't. Especially what she just said here. She ain't gonna say yes on decision day. Like, I thought y'all already established y'all not gonna be together. So, like, I'm a little bit in conversion with you, Cameron. But okay, if she says yes, you're gonna say yes. So what if she says no? Are you still gonna say yes, or are you gonna say no? There is a question I would have asked you, but Brendan, just be staring into blank space when people be talking with him sometimes. So it's like, okay, whatever you say, Cameron. Whatever you say. We didn't get to 12 days or day 12 of marriage for Michael and Chloe. They go to a boxing gym that Michael frequents, and they practice boxing. Michael lets us know that seeing her, being involved in boxing is hiding his attraction to her. Chloe also said watching him box, is attractive, and all that stuff gets her. Woo! She don't really do all that, but she kind of did something similar to that. Chloe is just, she's very, I wouldn't say nonchalant, but very kind of like blah to me. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just like, Michael's like a rainbow. Okay. And Chloe is great. Because he's very lively. She says she's an introvert, but I feel like I'm an introvert too, and I don't feel like I'm bland. I feel like in my introvertness, that's when I'm the most rainbow. And then when I could be extrovert too. I could be social. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't gonna be, unless we cool like that, you ain't gonna really see me be like this. I'm in my own confinement. That's why I could be a little animated here when I'm talking to y'all, but you know what I'm saying. But if I was in Publix, I'm not going to be doing all that. But nah, Chloe, you just great eye, and Michael, he's just very rainbow. So maybe he need to put some color into your life. Okay, that's probably why they match y'all. You know how the experts do love to match opposites and all that stuff, right? Okay, anyway, so after they do the little boxing stuff, they stand and talk about the relationship, bettering their relationship, whatnot, and their communication, all that stuff. So, whatever. Okay, I don't have time to decipher or look. That's what they talked about. Okay, seemed like they came on one accord for the most part. We're gonna move on to the last scene of Emily and Brennan. They meeting with the experts via Zoom. Just to have the experts commend them for getting through Emily's incident together and the recovery. Why did we have to have a Zoom call about this? I don't know. But that, I'm surprised this episode we have the experts double teaming or triple tag teaming to meet with some of these couples. So that was cool, I guess. That was an episode. Like, I don't know. This, I be trying to muster all the energy I can for these people, but sometimes it's hard. You know what I'm saying? It's hard every week coming back and, trying to find some to have a conversation with y'all about, because it's the same shit's naive every week. And you see this, all these days were a whirlwind because it's the same 2-3 couples that really ain't doing shit. I'm sorry to tell you, but like, let's just end it. Let's just end it. Like I'm about to end this video. So if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you laughed at least once, please subscribe. If you didn't laugh, well, I'm sorry. I tried my best, guys. You know what I'm saying? But that's okay. Because, Married at First Sight always going to have 3 billion more episodes. Not that we'd be asking for them. But, you could come back next week, watch the episode, hopefully, or recap review. Hopefully I can make you laugh then. You can subscribe then. That's cool, you know what I'm saying? Comment down below what you thought about this episode. Be easy, breezy, lemon squeezy, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.